And welcome back to another episode of Just a Wrenchin'. I'm Kevin. If you think you're lost, you're not. You've come to the right garage. So, I want to do one more thing on these heads. When I was cleaning out the combustion chamber with the chemical clean, I knew I didn't have any leak down because I left that fluid in there into the combustion chamber for like 20-30 minutes at a time, and it was still full of cleaning solution. So I know there's nothing leaking down, but I want to pull one more test. If you caught an earlier video on these heads, I did the dunk tank special where I just set the heads down in some water with the valves closed, the spark plugs are in. Now what I want to do is I'm going to put some air up into the ports. I'll put some water in the combustion chamber as well, so if you can see, okay, and we'll record if there's any bubbles that reach that come out of the valves. If I can get this thing level, okay, you guys can still see. I'll scoot it a little more that way. Okay, I got the trash can over here to catch any of the water that spills over. But here we're just going to fill them again with water. Okay, each one of them. I gotta hold this with one hand because clamps don't work. Okay, then very steadily get that other water over there. Very steadily, I'm gonna put 100 psi, and you guys watch the bubbles if there's any. None. None in the second. I'm gonna run the third. None. Okay, so now I gotta switch and go over to this other side and do it. Hopefully I don't get you guys in my way. Okay, this is gonna be the intake side. Yeah. Okay. Some bubbles right here. It's not too bad. Sorry for the pump. Loud noises. The air tank's on. I'll go to the second one. Okay. Try this first one again. Yo ho ho ho. Yeah. Bubbles right there. That was 100 psi. Sorry for the confusion. try that one again. Sorry, the air tank's gonna kick on. So let's try that first one again. Yeah. Okay. One tiny little spot right there. With that dunk tank, I didn't get any kind of bubbles. But since I cleaned it, it's been sitting in the garage that whole time under, under cover, being protected and stuff. So if it's that's not a huge deal. Of course, if you got also, if all that water drained out of there, out of that combustion chamber, I'd probably have to do a revalve. But I think this is the front head or the back. Yeah, it's the back head. I don't have that the temperature sensor, so we're just going to dump the water. We'll do the other one. After you do this, if you're doing this at home, you want to wipe it down with some WD-40, a light coat, and then, wipe it off as much as possible. Here's the next head. See if we can balance this somehow. Let's see. Okay. We'll pour a little bit of water, fill up the combustion chamber again. We'll do the same thing over here. Okay, a little bit's going to leak out. It's not totally level. Okay. Now we'll do exhaust side, which is going to be this small one. Loud noises. Nothing. Okay, just a tiny little bit. Okay, now I'm going to do the intake. Second one. A little bit right there. Okay. Now the third. Okay. On the intake on this one, the second cylinder had some stuff. I think maybe there's some stuff down in there I need to clean out. Yeah, there's some stuff. So I'll have to blow that out and then redo my test again. So I'll do that on the other one too. I'll see what kind of little particles are down in there, and I'll end up blowing it out with, I'll get my Oh, I'll turn on the big tank and then I'll get some more PSI and blow all that out. That's a pretty good, also a pretty good method. Whoa, sorry, almost dropped my camera. So that's a pretty good method. Beside the dunk tank, I could have attached an air coupler through here with an air line when I did the dunk tank and checked it that way, and put, like, you know, oh, I don't know what it is. It's probably, oh, I'd say 80 or 90 PSI. That's about all it needed. This was 100, so there was a little bit of air blow by on those valves. I'm pretty sure the PSI rate, you know, the rated, I can't talk. The rating for the PSI on these valves are, you know, 80 or 90, 82, 90. So if you were seeing bubbles at 100 PSI, which is what I was running through the hose, then yeah, I'm not gonna worry, because that's overloading that, you know, with the valves. Some of those didn't do it, so they were seated pretty good. So with the little particles down there, like dirt particles, that will affect it. And so I believe there's only two ways to have concluded that test. One, the dunk tank with your air fitting, so you can constantly put air through, or this way, fill up the combustion chamber with water. You got to make sure it's level. These certain heads, you won't be able to get them to stay flat. So as long as you see a ring of water around each valve, then you're fine, which I did, even though this one wasn't really low. Not off by much, but still. With the current step where I'm at right now on this project, there's all the parts and pieces all cleaned up and ready to go back on. I'll probably spend a little more time on the intake. I gotta also get one of those injectors replaced. I got new gaskets, you know, head gaskets, intake side gaskets, exhaust side gaskets, upper intake plenum, gaskets. Well, that's what these, the Felpro, those are the old ones. I got new ones, so that's what's gonna gasket for the upper intake. And then don't forget your valve cover gaskets. So when you're putting an engine back together and you feel like those valve covers are going on way too easy, chances are you probably missed a gasket or two on those. And I'm just gonna replace a couple wires on the spark, on that coil. A couple of them, when I pulled them out on the backside, some of these came out. So I'm just gonna place a couple wires. I don't have the crimping tool per se. So next up is just a short little video. I will I will tend to putting together this. You guys probably already know what that is. That's the gear, the main gear spline shaft for my transfer case. So I realized that when I pulled that cover off, I really didn't need to take the bolts out of that to take out the transfer case, but that's okay because I can just put everything back in and put those bolts back on and everything will be hunky-dory. When I'd first taken out the oil pan bolts, I got them all out, and after closely looking at this oil pan, and here it is. You know, you've seen it. There's not much sludge down in there. It's all pretty good. So after closely inspecting, and I know exactly what I did, but if you look on this front side, that's the front bolt hole. You come directly right across, and what do you see? Dun dun dun! Well, let me explain what happened to this little guy, because this little guy is supposed to be like that little guy. So I was over here, I was up here, and I got this tool. Y'all know where I'm going with this. I got this tool and a hammer, and I got up on that side, and I put this tool right here, right on this bolt hole, and I was thinking I was gonna have to break it free, and sure enough, I mean, I got it broke free, just this side. So I was up there and I hit it with the hammer a few times, trying to be careful, and I guess it gave way and broke right off. So instead of cleaning this thing all up, I'm gonna order a new oil pan. So bye to the old one. One less thing I gotta do cleaning wise and prep. And of course, since the oil pan's down, I'm going to get that windage tray off, and I can check clearances and tightness of the bolts. So I mean, like right now, I'm over halfway done. And I got this old wheel all tore apart. Another video is gonna come our way. We're gonna replace this sway bar link. It's been making some clunking noises for us. And when I took this off, I noticed there's some small tears, not by me. So the ball joint is gonna get replaced. So stay tuned for another section of this video. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed Act 1. Freaking heater's gonna kick on. Okay, for this job, we're gonna put this main gear back into this. Tools that you're gonna need, which I forgot one already. Hang on. Okay, first things first, you'll need a ratchet. I got this speed ratchet. I think these are 10 mil, if I remember right. Plus I'm gonna need my step down, which I have. So I'm gonna need 7. These are 7 or 10 mil. Can't remember. Yeah, 10 mil. Dang it. Question is, do I have a 10 mil here? Probably lost. Oh, there it is. All the 10 millimeters are lost in this world, never to be found. Right there, 10 mil. Okay. Put this on. So you're gonna need a 10 mil. Tools that you're gonna need. I already named that. Get this out of the way. So I can work efficient. Scrubby pad, blue and a green. I'm going to try blue first. It's not very abrasive. If I have to, I'll go to green. I'll tell you why you need these in a minute. Okay, your parts, your main spline gear, the cover with the seals. Both seals are on. Both seals are in. The races, everything's good. You're going to need some Ultra Gray, RTV, no sponsors, by Permatex. Towels, which I got one handy. All your, right here, all your 10 mils. Okay, I'm gonna have some left over. I'm probably gonna have like one left over, 1 or 2, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an 8-bolt pattern, and I have 4, 6, 8, 9. I have 9. See, I'll have one left over. Okay, if you notice on this lid, you got this and this. These are your locating pins. And on the surface here, you have a smaller bolt hole. Then you come down to these two, right here on my thumb and index finger. They're widened out and the threads are deeper. And guess what? That's where these will align in. So if you get disoriented with putting this on, that's where they go. So, or in case if you want to know, look at the bottom, look at the top. This is going to be the top because this is my, I'm getting, okay. The part that's facing me is the bottom. That's your drain plug. That takes an Allen key. Your fill plug is on top. There you go. I'm already getting disoriented. So what we're going to do, because I have these scratcher pads, now I noticed these may not need it, but for my sake, I'm going to put this on. So for my sake, I'm going to take off around the surface, with these scratch pads. I'm going to clean it up, both surfaces, and then I'm going to do a very light film, very light coverage of gray RTV. So I know that it's going to be sealed. I don't want to be putting this thing all in and then come to blows with this thing again with a leak. So I'm gonna start with blue. I'm gonna get this, all this, it's some kind of yellowish looking material. So I'm assuming they had put some kind of sealant, like a factory. I'm not pressing really hard. I'm just going around it lightly. So you don't want to score it or anything. And it's taking it off pretty good. So you don't want to spend too much time in one spot, just with any metal to metal surface. My first indication when this thing came off and I was looking at it a lot closer, I saw that, you know, it was just metal surface with some of this yellow-ish looking stuff on it, which I'm assuming is a factory gasket. So we'll just call it factory gasket. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, now why wouldn't they put a better sealant around? Of course, you know, on this, you see a lip. That doesn't mean it won't leak, right? Right, it's still metal to metal. You need something that's gonna seal the two metal surfaces together. And guess what I have? Ultra Gray, the gasket maker. We won't go too crazy with it. We're just gonna apply a nice, even surface. So I know we are gonna CYOA with this transfer case. You know, I don't want to come back and have to take this thing back out. Let me tell you, that was a pain in the A. So, yeah, I can feel this surface isn't really machined. It's got like lines. So this surface is smooth. So I think we're gonna benefit. We'll benefit with this gasket maker. Okay, on this one we're gonna switch to green and see how that does. Yeah. Say okay. Better move this over. What are you doing, Kitty? Wade. This type of surface, you can't really do with razor blade because of the lines. I don't want to say grooves, I'll just say lines. It's like a lined surface. Can't really get a razor blade on it. So. And maybe those also act as a like a barrier. I want to say barrier. Okay. Flashlight. Just get a paper towel. I have one but it's dirty, so we're just gonna re-wipe the surface like you see me doing now. Okay, get it all nice and dry and clean. You could do either or. Put the RTV on this one and flip it over, or put it on this one and just, this surface would be best, because then, I mean, you're not gonna get, you know, you're not gonna smudge it. Smudge, that's a weird word. Let me put this on, open up our thing, and just go hog wild opening it. Okay, and there's a little tip in there so you can poke a hole. gear cap on. Now we're going to need to take off down to the second line. Let me snip that off. We could probably go at a 45. So we'll go at a 45. Bam! There you go. 45 degrees approximately. And you're just going to go around, staying on the inside of the bolts. You could do a little bit on the outside of that bolt too. Okay, and we're just gonna start up here. Okay, we'll just do like a nice, thin, continuous, small little bead. Okay. Well, the heater's kicking back on. It is crazy windy tonight. Okay, now come around and just do around your bolts. By the time I'm ready to put this back in, this will be set up. I'll have it filled. I'll have to stick a nail in there, like a 10-penny nail. That's what keeps them from drying out. Grab your rag, because you're gonna need it, and just slightly smooth it on over. Okay. Very lightly, covering all the surface. Better be safe than sorry, you know what I mean? Okay, now we're ready for our gear. Bearing side goes down. Okay. So probably gonna, there you go. Slip it on in. Got a little bit off that gear. Flip this over. Make sure you got it in the right orientation. Locating pins to locating pins. Drop her down. Bam. You can take a rubber mallet. This BRM big rubber mallet. Tap, 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 tap. Tap it all around. Doing up here. Okay. Oh, my string fell off on the cutters. And thread your bolts in. Okay, yeah. There's one left over. Exactly one. And throw that out of there. Get one down. Come over the next. Stay in place. Come over here. In a star pattern, basically. So you're not tightening down one side at a time. So this will ensure your RTV seat that thing stop turning on me. And just snug them, go through and snug them all up. Once they're all snug, you can just go around. You don't have to go in a star pattern anymore. Check to make sure all of your sealant isn't seeping out. Come on. Need some more. There we go. Okay, voila. Dunsky. The other side of this looks just like this. Okay, it's going to fit in the vehicle just like this to the front. Well, I mean, more like this because the drive shaft comes in through here. This is what the other side looks like. The spline. Let's see which side was that. Yeah. The spine for the transmission goes in here. The spline for the drive shaft goes in this end. So this is the side for the transmission. That's about it. I didn't need to take off these bolts, and it looks like the RTV did not go crazy, didn't leak out crazily, so it's not bad. That'll set up and give me that extra pocket. Any questions? You are dismissed. Well, I don't know about you guys. I'm dismissed because I'm done. My work is done for now. I might clean this up a little bit. Who knows? That'll be, you know, without an audience. So, I mean, you guys don't need a clean video, do you? No, I didn't think so. So, alright. That's it. If you like what you saw, like the videos, give us a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. Don't wait. Do not wait another day. If you're not going to subscribe, just keep waiting. Nah, I'm kidding. Subscribe to this channel. If you like your content, you'll see more. Oh, trust me, you will see more. Again, I'm Kevin. If you're just joining the channel, you were not lost. you've come to the right garage. And we're here at Just a Wrenching. We will be here just a wrenching. Okay, see you folks.